Today our topic is last paragraph from the page number 35. As you know very well, we have idea on the we have discussed in the above paragraphs. Anansi is a trickster, dishonest, and he tricks the good persons. As you know very well, the first animal who is tricked by Anansi was Mrs. Rabbit, because she was too much kind-hearted. And when Anansi said, "Can you help me please?" he said, "Of course I help you." And when Mrs. Rabbit said, "1 2 3 4 5," and through magic he was disappeared. When he was disappeared, Anansi ate up all his food, and then he waiting another. Then he was after this day he was waiting another animal. Note in the last paragraph we have now we read in the last paragraph. Not long after. Note here shows the negativity, and long mean large or after mean a successor. But here we are discussing about the time. They said that after some time, after when he was tricked the Mrs. Rabbit, after some time he here used for spider. They said that spider, after some time spider, heard mean listened, little mean small, and footsteps on the path mean track. He is used as a pronoun for the spider. They said that when he was tricked the Mrs. Rabbit, after some time, not long after mean after some time, he heard mean he listened or pay attention, and its opposite is that ignore. Do you know what is the meaning of ignore? When you do not pay attention on anybody or any person or anything, then this act is called ignoring action. And here opposite is that ignore, because here meaning is that pay attention or listen very carefully, and its opposite is that ignore. Little mean small, teeny, and its opposite is that great, large, big. And footsteps on shows the preposition here because it shows the position of a thing, and upper position. The is an article, path, track, way. And you know that what is the meaning of track, beta? That type of part of place which we use to transfer from one place to another. This is the track. And track opposite is that outlet. Outlet is that type of place which we not use to transfer from one place to another. And look and shows the conjunction. Looked up mean looked up, he was act of directing the eyes towards something, or we can say that pay attention or saw, or its opposite is that ignore. In this line they are discussing about Anansi. They said that not long after he heard little footsteps on the path and looked up. They said that when he was tricked the Mrs. Rabbit, after some time he was waiting another animal, and not long after he listened small footsteps on the path, on the track, and he was searching about who was coming towards him. It was Mrs. Duck. It was Mr. Duck. Mr. shows it was Mr. Duck. Was shows we are discussing about past time. Mr. shows the duck is a male. It was Mr. Duck. When he was waiting another animal, he heard little footsteps on the path, and he looked that it was Mr. Duck. He walked. Now here he is used as a pronoun. Which type of pronoun? For the duck. Duck walked mean moved from along mean one side to another side. With shows the relation. His chest held high and his feet made a slip slap sound. They said that when Anansi was waiting the another animal, suddenly here was Mr. Duck comes, and he moved from one side to another side, and his chest hold high, and his feet producing a slip slap sound. Slip slap is a sound which is produced by the duck's feet, and feet singular is foot. This is irregular noun, or feet singular is foot. He had. Here he shows the pronoun. Pronoun is a name which is used in place of noun. He had. Had shows we are discussing about past. He had a bag. He had a bag with his lunch, with his food in it by his side. Mr. Duck had a bag with his lunch in it by his side. It was full of his food, his bag full of his food. Mr. Duck stopped. Mr. Duck stayed still, stand still, or stopped when he looked Anansi. Mr. Duck, when he saw and there is an Anansi, he was stopped and asked or inquired, investigate, and its opposite is that. Answer. He investigate him used for Anansi. When Mr. Duck stayed or stand still, he saw there is an Anansi and asked a reason why he was here, and also ask about his condition, how he was. Anansi put, when Mr. Duck asked how he was or how are you to Mr. Spider, he put on a glum expression. Glum mean sad expression. Expression mean beta facial expressions. Mr. Duck, I have no idea, I have no guess how to count my yam plants, please help me. Beta, when Anansi was sitting here, Mr. Duck asked him why he was here and how he was and why he was sad. Anansi put a glum or sad expression and said that, oh Mr. Duck, I have no idea how to count my yam plants, can you help me please?